Evening all. So we're going to run some ambushes today. Now, I think ambushes are sort of a forgotten love child of Dust, because I think ambushes are pretty cool, and I know a lot of our corp really hate running them. Mr. Porter, I'm looking at you. It's just, I don't know, people just don't like running ambushes. And yet there are people who run ambush who never run skirmish and blah blah blah. So I thought I'd do a video of an ambush just because, well, I guess we've not done one for a while. Let's maybe talk about them. I think ambushes are really good, kind of quick, maps to run. They are, to me, the antidote for skirmish. I find skirmish, when it's a more tactical map, you're basically looking to capture points and all that good stuff, I find it a little bit frustrating because, well, not all the time, but after a while you just think, oh god, it's almost like so kind of tactical and so much going on. It's nice just to kind of load up an ambush and basically just go and kill things. So I'm a big fan of using these as almost a way to relax. I know, crazy, isn't it? There's less to worry about. You're basically just there. There's you and your buds, and you're basically just shooting things. And I think you could ask for nothing more simpler in terms of this game. So if you don't run them, if you get fed up of skirmish, have a go at the ambush. It's not OMS. Off-map support OMS ambushes are slightly different. They obviously get different equipment and modules dropping down. Nothing wrong with them. I just think sometimes it's nice just to do your good old, reliance on equipment and just, run a good squad game. I would stress they're probably really good training for lodges as well. If you run skirmish and you're kind of practicing lodges, then you're going to have a hard time kind of practicing logi unless you kind of in a group who die a lot. So in ambush, it's always a great thing to practice reviving, repping, and all that good stuff. So and plus on ambushes, you get a lot of war points if you just drop ammo, if you drop spawn pads, and all that good stuff. So it's well worth looking at. Ambushes are not complete wastes of time, and I would think they're actually pretty good fun. Plus they're quick, they're simple, there's no messing about. You get a less focus on snipers. You generally don't get too many people bringing crazy fits. You still get it, but I think people realize that if they're going to use Aurum gear, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're just going to be swamped, because basically it's 32 players right on top of each other with a shotgun and one hand tied behind their back kind of thing. So it's all a bit kind of frantic. Now in this case, I mean, I'm really loving anti-tank fits at the moment, and I've got a real thing in my my kind of repertoire about I love taking on tanks. So as you can see, this guy here is spawning a tank. I don't know, it could be a militia tank, I don't know. But basically I was hunting it, and I was kind of just looking for it to get close. I started to chuck my AVs down. Now obviously I'm missing here on some of them, but then I realised it's got a little bit of shield. Boom, right, one more hit, charge, boom, down you go. So there we go. I think that's a gun logic if I remember seeing rightly. So there we go. That's part of the excitement of things like ambush, is that if people do call in tanks, yeah, they can be mobile death wagons, but if you get a good squad of players, and that wasn't just me, that was the squad, White Mortalada and others, really, bringing in forge guns, bringing in AV fits, and we managed to kill that tank. So this is why I think, it's really awesome. Probably a good thing to practice as well for Conquest, because I think in Planetary Conquest, you're probably going to see a lot more people spamming vehicles. Hopefully the district maps will be bigger as well. I think that would be just awesome, because I think at the moment, if the Conquest maps were just skirmish maps, that would be very dull indeed, because I think there's, like I said in the previous video, the problem I have with the maps at the moment is they're too small. As in, it's a particular style of gameplay we're experiencing right now, because so much is in range every time you turn a corner. If you take this model and push it to an open map, a much bigger open map, you move into the DayZ sort of style of play, which is where you're going to end up with people. Movement becomes key. You can't really sit in one particular location unless you're camping a capture point, and the ability to kind of attack and defend but also move with the map is going to be just totally different. So I would stress that I think certain things like tanks and dropships and stuff like that are going to become quite big. I think also I'd love to see speeder bikes. I know one of my previous videos talked about speeder bikes. This is because, to me, I think there needs to be that kind of ATV style, personalised transport for the troop. Or maybe not. I mean, I'm happy to have a debate there, because you know, maybe that then removes the requirement of a dropship. Maybe you don't then need an LAV. You know what I mean? I mean, the LAVs are fine, but maybe I think you should have some form of. I just want to joust. Don't take that from me. I literally just want to get a great big lance. It sounds a bit rude, but great big lance, like with a cattle prod on the end of it, and bear down on someone at a huge amount of speed, you know, per hour, and basically just joust them in the face with this with this prod. How awesome would that be? Imagine the court battles. I mean, okay, it depends on which way CCP want to go with this. I don't think they want to go down the chivalric knight route. But just imagine that. You could have tournaments where you joust each other. Oh, God, that'd be awesome. And again, this is solely because I'm playing Mountain Blade Warband with the Game of Thrones mod on it, and it is just amazingly good. But again, probably CCP have a completely different approach to this. Maybe they want Starship Troopers in space. But if it was me, I really would put some form of mechanical steed in this, even if it's like some hover bike or jet bike. It could be weak as shit, but if the simple premise means that you can just joust people down, oh, that would be so much fun. So, this map, how are we doing? I mean, it's interesting that these maps changed as well with the Leviathan hitting the planet. It is a shame that there was no graphic of the Titan hitting the planet as well. I think I was almost tempted to maybe try and do a kind of arty thing with the Titan, you know, hitting the planet. I think with After Effects you could probably do it, but I don't think it would be very good, so I probably won't. But CCP, I think they could do an amazing, you know, kind of CGI of the Titan just, you know, hitting the upper crust of the planet, and then obviously deforming, and the Titan just absolutely wiping out millions of people. That would be funny. And they haven't really talked about that. But anyway, another video, another time. Hope you enjoyed that. That was a victory for us. Run ambushes, they're pretty awesome. Just another, I guess, shout out the channel Kicking Dust if you want to join that. We're doing more court battles, which you're welcome to join. And these are internal court battles as well, so it's usually us versus us. So you're more than welcome to come and join those. And yeah, that was it. So not a great scorer for me, but certainly love taking out that tank. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.